I procrastinated for 2 full weeks making a video, and boy, am I glad I did it. Now, I loaded up this game, Fortnite. Have you ever heard of it? In order to fit into the kind of theme with today's video. Now, first of all, when I wanted to play this game, I wanted to see in my 3-month hiatus, let's call it, if the game got any better. Now, they did add cars, which you could literally run over people with. The hitboxes are all messed up, whatever. So, in all honesty, they haven't improved the game. And yes, there are still many millions of unloved kids sacrificing things like personal hygiene, seeing friends, even though social distancing is still a thing, but that's besides the point. Anyways, let me take you on a little bit of a journey, a backstory, anime villain origin story, or whatever you want to call it. Now, as ever, the unloved kids, the aforementioned unloved kids, love to buy cosmetic items on this game in the form of V-Bucks. Ever heard of them? Anyways, the creator of this game, the company Epic Games, ever heard of them, decided, hey, we're gonna ease the tension on your mother's credit card and drop the price of the V-Bucks. Okay, good, great, thank you. Then there's this company called Apple. Ever heard of them? Who on their store has this game for mobile devices called iPhones, iPads, Macs, etc. Ever heard of them? And they didn't like the price drop. And then Epic Games said, well, forget you. And they pulled the biggest Epic Gamer movement I have seen in a very long time. And I hope Apple absolutely gets the fat, milky memories just absolutely drained of all the milk it has. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think it's good. Anyways, if you've been living under a rock today, Epic Games is suing Apple just over being just a really poopy company, and then Apple retaliates by actually taking Fortnite off of the App Store. So yeah, basically Fortnite is banned from pretty much 1 billion devices. Now, Epic has gone and released a lot of tweets. They've actually made a video, and I recommend you go watch it. It's actually it's comical at first, but it's actually based on, in reference to the novel 1984, and I'm pretty sure there's a movie. I can't confirm that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But yeah, basically, big major bomb shot. Now, in big company lawsuits like this, it's very easy to take sides. Now, I hope Epic Games wins, but the reasoning behind that is that Apple has been a really crappy company in terms of, how to deal with the competition, almost like the Facebook of tech companies, if that makes sense. Now, if you're not familiar with Facebook, they either sue their competitors or buy them out, such as Instagram. They bought out Instagram. If you haven't noticed, again, if you've been living under a rock. Now, one such example of this is actually Apple enacting a lawsuit, on a small app on their app store that is a cooking app, which is called Prepare. The latter portion of that name being, well, a pear. And their logo is a pear. And apparently that is they basically argue that, and I've read the legal document of this. They are basically saying that Prepare, a cooking application, not in direct competition with Apple, who's a tech company, is copying them by copying their logo. And the only connection that I can find, or that they can actually find English teachers would be very upset about this, especially mine. The only connection that they can make is that it's a fruit and the leaf hangs off to the right. They're bankrupting a small company that makes a small time app for cooking, not even tech, over a logo that contains a fruit with a leaf off to the right hand side. Now, if you think that's stupid, that's because it is. There's no other way of putting it, and I'm honestly pretty glad that a bigger company has kind of stepped up. I don't really know any other companies that I would expect to do this other than Epic Games. There is Tencent, however, but Tencent is not an American corporation or a company, and even though they own 40% of Epic Games, good old Tim Sweeney owns 60%, and that was his Epic Gamer move, and yeah, it's not looking good for Apple, to be honest. And yeah, it's kind of a public relations nightmare, if you ask me. Also, I think it's worth pointing out that Epic Games isn't seeking any monetary compensation or gain from this lawsuit. It's more of just an antitrust matter, and that Epic Games will take the measures to ensure that they will, stick with the competition and not kind of, essentially be a poopy company and, bully other smaller companies that may compete with them or just exist. Honestly, if you have fruit in your fridge right now and the leaves are pointing to the right, just get rid of them, okay? Apple will be on your doorstep. Okay, fact checkers are going to say this is false, but yeah. Anyway.